What's up, guys? It's Bias Sports with another Bias Take. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get right to it. So last night, Jake Paul, he went ahead and beat Mike Perry. Mike Perry is a bare knuckle boxer who's won some fights, but he's not a real, boxer. Never had it. This is his first actual boxing match, and he looked outmatched. He didn't throw a lot of punches. He didn't look very good, honestly. He really looked like his training was absolutely horrendous, and he needed to definitely train more, and that bare knuckle boxing has no translation to real boxing in a ring. As for Jake Paul, he looked good. He looked powerful. He looked strong. He looked like his boxing technique is getting better. But it's just ridiculous that he called out Mike Tyson last night again, saying he was going to knock him out next and that the fight was in November. I just think that this is a bad, very bad, thing to do, because if the real Mike Tyson comes out that night, he'll be in a lot of danger, and he'll be hurting a lot. So he needs to know that Mike Tyson is not the level of Mike Perry, of Tyron Woodley, of Nate Diaz, these guys who never really had any boxing experience. Like the guy tonight, he always finds these people with no in-the-ring experience. This is their first fight or their second fight. You see when he fought Tyson Fury's brother, who had a few fights, and he's not even that high level of a boxer, he beat Jake Paul. Because while Jake Paul has gotten a lot better with his boxing, with his technique, he still fights bad fighters that don't have experience in boxing, because he knows that his technique and his power are not up to the level of a real boxer. And to be calling out a 55-year-old, I know it's for the money, it's for the notoriety, it's for the views and the clicks, but it's just like, come on, dude, you're 30 years younger than this guy, and it would really be an embarrassment if you lose, and it would also be an embarrassment for Tyson if he lost. But I don't think that he would lose unless it's staged or rigged or fake, like all the rest of the fights have been. So you never know. It could be all for money, and then they'd have a rematch and do all that. Just like last night, I really hope there's not a rematch, because Mike Perry didn't look good at all, and I don't think anybody would want to watch a rematch of that. Who would want to watch that again, Mike Perry was barely punching. He was getting beat all night. It was basically like sparring for Jake Paul, because he found another sucker that would take the check and go out there and get beat up by Jake Paul, so that, they can get money, they can boost their name, they can get more subscribers, and they can boost up this Mike Tyson fight that's going to be on Netflix. But I just see that could be a disaster, because if Mike Tyson gets hurt in the ring, everyone's going to feel really bad, and all these, like, basically celebrity boxing matches and all that would end if a serious injury happens, because this still is a 55-year-old man. And we see he had the health problems on the plane the other day, and, they had to reschedule the flight, and I hope he's okay. But maybe that was a sign from God telling him, hey, you shouldn't do this. This isn't right. We are better than this. You don't have to stoop down to the Jake Paul, Logan Paul level, and, do these type of fights. The fight with Roy Jones, that was different. That was like two legends getting in the ring, doing some sparring. It was nice to see. They never fought in their primes. It was a good event for boxing. These events, to me, they're so-so for boxing. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. At least they bring notoriety to the sport, and that's what the sport needs, more notoriety, and they allow the people to choose who they want to see fight. So everyone, I want to see Mike Tyson fight Jake Paul. That's going to happen because these guys are doing their own promotion, doing their own deals, instead of the way boxing runs everything, where you have Golden Boy promotions and the other promotions not allowing their top fighters to fight the other top-ranked top fighters, and then so you never get to see the matchups that you really want to see. But yeah, another joke fight last night. I'm sure all the Jake Jake Paul stands are all happy and saying, "Oh, he's the greatest. He's really gonna go out there and knock out Mike Tyson. He's gonna be a great boxer. He's a great boxer." And that's just really not the reality. If you watch the fight closely, if you watch, any of his fights, you see that his technique is years away, his footwork is years away, and his reaction time is years away. And he doesn't have that much time to train. And also he would be either a light heavyweight, a super middleweight, or a heavyweight. Imagine him fighting Tyson Fury. Imagine him fighting some of these big, huge guys. I mean, even Canelo, Terrence Crawford. I just imagine him fighting any of these real big-time boxers, Even like a Andy Ruiz, that's a big man. He would have a lot of trouble. Usyk, the guy who beat Tyson Fury, come on, he would knock Jake Paul out so fast. Even the guy that lost to Tyson Fury, I'm forgetting his name. I'm drawing the blank. The big black guy. He would definitely knock out Deontay Wilder. We all know his knockout power, and against another guy like him, because the knack on Deontay Wilder is his boxing technique. Well, Jake Paul's boxing technique is worse, and he has less power, and he's a smaller guy. So Deontay Wilder, I think, would really destroy him and knock him out. He should fight him. That he's had a couple bad fights. Jake Paul, go save him. Give him his big payday. And let's watch you fight a real boxer. Let's see what happens. You won't do it. But as for Tyson, we haven't really seen any footage, of him since his medical emergency. So I'm hope he's doing okay. He hasn't shown any training or really been out in public too much. So you have to think that he might be still recovering. He's probably training, I'm guessing, or about to start up training for the fight in November. It's just crazy to think that at 55, Mike Tyson to be still boxing and then boxing social media / YouTube stars. Nobody would have ever seen that 20 years ago, 30 years ago. You'd have told somebody that. They would have looked at you like you're absolutely crazy and telling them that it's going to be not on cable, not on pay-per-view, but on Netflix. Like, what? On a streaming site, on a movie streaming platform. It's just crazy to think about how far boxing has come. Boxing is, a live event now on Netflix. I hope that this helps the sport more and they can get some, other big name fighters of real fights on, Netflix. That'd be cool. Or my dream fight for Jake Paul, honestly, would be Conor McGregor. Because to me, okay, you wanna do all that, you wanna act all that. Well, Conor fought Floyd. Okay. And Conor has, experience in MMA. So he has a little bit of fighting experience in boxing, and he also has all his MMA career. He's a great, puncher, striker. To me, that's an even matchup. Fight someone like him, Y'all have the same level of experience boxing, basically. And he's got fast hands. He's a little smaller than you. But I would love to see it. I think that would be very entertaining. The personalities, the showmanship, it would be awesome to see. Jake Paul, probably they need him to lose a couple pounds. Maybe Conor gain a couple pounds. But since these are all unsanctioned fights and they're basically, celebrity fights, then that shouldn't matter. And it would be real entertaining to see. And I think that Conor McGregor would get the win over Jake Paul. But he won't do it. He's going to stick to fighting, all these old guys like Tyson. Tyson's 30 years older than him, in his late 50s. Or, fighters that fight in other leagues that haven't fought in a while. Or fighters like this bare knuckle guy that's never had any boxing experience. So don't expect, to see a real fighter soon. But the more wins he gets, the more confidence he's going to get. And we're going to see him fight a real boxer one day. Hopefully that day will be in November with Mike Tyson. But, we never know with Mike. You know, he could be on his chill, zen, new positive vibes, or he could be Mike Tyson, the animal, that's that's ready to go at him and knock him out and take his life or whatever. Mike used to say crazy things. Mike used to be a lot different person. So we're gonna see what we're gonna get. But the fight last night, yeah, that was a joke. Congrats to Jake Paul. Congrats to the other guy. This is Bias Sports with another Bias Take. I'm out.